Hey guys, how's it going? BCHD here and welcome back to episode number 2 of the Chelsea FIFA 19 Career Mode series on the channel. It is season 2 and we are back at it, starting the Premier League off today, starting the Champions League off today and completing some last minute deadline day business for the team. So plenty to look forward to in today's episode. It's a long one, so sit back, relax, smack the like button, subscribe, all that good stuff, and we'll get straight into the episode. Coming up in our first Premier League game against Liverpool away from home that we're actually playing. I mean, we played last game against West Ham, but we simulated that one, got the win. This is the first game we're playing this season in the Premier League. It's a big one. Of course, Thorgan Hazard is starting for us. It's a bit of a mixed team considering we did have the UEFA Super Cup literally a few days ago. We played our best team there, so we've got a bit of a rotational squad going on. Of course, we got Batshuayi, Abraham. You can see how we line up in a sec. Just after we see Liverpool's lineup, they still got Salah, Firmino, Mane, the typical Liverpool lineup, but we got a bit of a rotated squad. Martial, Jorginho starting, Arthur in there as well, Thorgan Hazard starting, Batshuayi, and of course Tammy Abraham. As we get started off here at Anfield, Batshuayi puts through Arthur. Arthur slips through to Thorgan Hazard, and unfortunately Alisson makes a comfortable save there. Thorgan Hazard could have got the dream start to his Chelsea career, but Salah is down this wing, crosses the ball in, and we can see the first goal in this one against Liverpool at Anfield. You guys know a lot of classic matches have happened here over the years, and unfortunately we go down 1-0 in the 14th minute thanks to a Sadio Mane header, and unfortunately our defense was caught cold there. Kepa could not keep it out even though it was kind of at his height, but unfortunately go 1-0 down, and we're trying to get back into things here with a shot, and Tony Martial could have got the dream reply for us there. Could have got us an instant reply with a shot to make it 1-1, but unfortunately through goal line technology, Roberto Firmino gets the second goal for Liverpool here, making it 2-0 at Anfield, and straight after Anthony Martial hit the post. Unfortunately for us, it's a goal thanks to the goal line technology in FIFA 19, but Anthony Martial getting really unlucky and conceding, but we go ahead and concede a third. I know what you guys are thinking. It's another header, but you know, you guys always say in the comments below, we concede a lot of goals, but these were just unavoidable. I mean, 3 headers, and we finally get a goal back with Anthony Martial straight off kickoff. A beautiful finish, a scintillating finish. The former Manchester United man scores against their rivals, and what a way to score as well. Getting one back. Unfortunately, we're still 3-1 down, but a beautiful finish from Anthony Martial, the man we got on a pre-contract this season, and he's performing quite well for us, to be honest, in our second string team. Might even consider him for the first team, but all hopes and dreams of a comeback just got cut short with Sadio Mane getting a double against us, making it 4-1 in the 51st minute. And just as you thought, we're coming back into this one at Anfield, we concede yet another goal, making it 4-1. And I know we've conceded a lot, but I was just going attacking, wanting to get back into the game, and that's exactly what we're trying to do here. It's Michy Batshuayi, the Belgian, gets the ball out of the net, bringing it straight back to kick off. We're back in it. It's 4-2 at Anfield. Lots of time left to play. A beautiful link up between Abraham and Batshuayi, and it's a beautiful right-footed finesse shot to beat Alisson and get us back into this one. I mean, 4-2, we literally conceded 3 headers that were just, headers are just OP this year from the CPU, but we're trying to get even more back into this one. Batshuayi gives it off to Tammy Abraham. He returns the favour to the man that assisted him with his goal to make it 4-2. It's Tammy Abraham getting a goal back here, making it 4-3. Charlie Musonda has come off the bench, and it's Tammy Abraham, a fellow Englishman, getting one back for the Blues, and we're officially back in this one at 4-3. And at this point, let's go for the draw here, man. 4-4, let's try and go for it all the way. I mean, we're at Anfield, we've got nothing to lose here. It's the second game of the Premier League, but the ball comes in for Salah, gives it off to Firmino, and in the 74th minute, Liverpool get the 5th, and it's pretty much 4 goals out of 4 crosses. I mean, that one wasn't a header, but it was still a cross, and our defense caught cold there, wanting to attack, trying to get the 4th goal to equalize things, but unfortunately we end up losing that game after that bit of a comeback we had there. Unfortunately, 5-3 we end up losing, but it's promising signs from the second team. As you can see there, Hudson Odoi going up to an 82 overall. Mason Mount doing well in training, and we got lots of games to get through this episode. A bit of transfer business as well for you guys, as Ruben Loftus-Cheek gets a transfer offer from Brighton Hove Albion from down south, and I decided, I mean, he's still crucial for us in the second team. He's a good rotational player, and he's an English born and bred from the Chelsea Youth Academy, so might as well keep him and wait till he grows a bit, maybe sell him until he gets a bit of a higher value. But we do end up setting up a scout in England just to get a few youth academy players in there. But we're back with the first team. Icardi joins us, Milinkovic-Savic, Hazard up top, Kante in the midfield. We got our best possible, strongest 11 after their UEFA Super Cup victory. We're back in the Premier League with our best starting 11 to come up against West Ham in this London derby. We're at Stamford Bridge, we're at home. I decided might as well not simulate this one, play it, and get a bit of momentum going back up with the starting 11. As you can see here, we're ready at Stamford Bridge. Karsdorp has signed for West Ham, which is pretty interesting. Marco Arnautovic, still playing for West Ham as well. As you can see, our lineup: De Ligt, Skriniar, and Hernandez at the back. Asensio, Kante, Milinkovic-Savic, Pulisic, Icardi starts, and Fekir in that central attacking midfield role. West Ham looking pretty decent as well. Not really much change from the first season, as in the opening 3 minutes we end up getting a corner here. Comes off the crossbar from Mauro Icardi. Fekir gathers it, gets it outside the box to Marco Asensio, and it's a scintillating finish from the Spaniard. We signed him last season, and he's played pretty much every single game since. The Spaniard, number 23, Marco Asensio, gets season number 2 started off with an absolute golazo. As you can see there, we get 1-0 up against West Ham, and it's a beautiful finish from the man himself. A bit of flair with that one. The left outside the foot, kind of raised it into the right hand corner, and we go 1-0 up. Maurizio Sarri looking absolutely ecstatic there, and we've gotten our title defending campaign off to a great start here. In the opening 5 minutes, it's Asensio's first goal of many in the Premier League, let's hope. And we get another corner there. West Ham clear that one off the line. We get yet another, and it's Icardi there causing a lot of trouble for the West Ham defense. As you can see there, goal line decision. It's successfully cleared off the line by West Ham, and we entered the 25th minute here. We get a corner. Marco Asensio whips it in. It's Mauro Icardi again getting his head on that, and it's Adrian with a great save there to keep us out and keep it at 2-2. But it's beautiful 1-2 play for Chelsea, and that man Nabu Fekir in the central attacking midfield spot gets us the 2-0 lead at the moment. In the 31st minute, Nabu Fekir, ever since we put him in the central attacking midfield spot, he's absolutely thrived, breaking his way through the West Ham defense straight down the middle, and with a lovely left-footed finesse shot. The Frenchman has really done well for us this last season as well in the second half when we got him in January, and he started brilliantly this season. As soon as we put him in the cam position, he has thrived, and yeah, I think we found his position in the first team. He solidified it, and he is a crucial player for us in this first team. As West Ham get a shot out of the blue, literally their first chance on target this whole game, and what a chance it was. What a strike from Denis Suarez. This one caught me way off guard. Denis Suarez signing for West Ham in the first season, and then he just absolutely lashes it out through his laces, scores a banger for them. We lose the ball in midfield, gives it off to Denis Suarez, and what an absolute finish from the ex-Barcelona man as we continue on 2-1 up at halftime. And that man, Serge Milinkovic-Savic, gets a beautiful finesse shot off there, making it 3-1 right at the start of the second half. And it's got Stamford Bridge rocking at the moment. As you can see here, what a beautiful goal from the Serb himself. Gets it past the West Ham defenders and past Adrian. Most importantly, he connects with it beautifully, and what a goal it was from the Serbian. And he is another one that had a terrific season last season, and he's gotten off to the right start here. We give it off to Mauro Icardi. He needed to go this game. I mean, so many headers, so many corners that didn't come off for him, but Mauro Icardi finally gets himself a goal in this game, making it 4-1 to Chelsea, and he's having a great start to his Chelsea career this season, as Icardi with a lovely right-footed finesse shot. Which one was better? I mean, it was Savic or Icardi. I mean, they were both similar goals, but Icardi got it through the legs of Issa Diop there, which was pretty cool to see. And we get the 4-1 lead. Similar lead to Chelsea had. Liverpool had, in our last game. As you can see there, after the game, we've done a bit more training. Mason Mount has gone up to a 78 overall, and we continue on in the Premier League. We got a EFL Cup match against Cheltenham, and we're going to simulate that with our second team. But we get a few more transfer offers here. As you guys know, it's still the transfer window. A few of you guys didn't want me to sell Kurt Zuma, so I decided not to sell him. Barba's transfer to Olympic Lyon unfortunately fell through, and we couldn't sell him, but Nabil Fekir thanks us for putting him in the starting 11 as we simulate this game against Cheltenham Town FC, the Carabao Cup game, not EFL Cup game, Carabao Cup. I don't know, they're pretty much the same thing. It changes every year what name it is, but we put out the second team here. As you can see, Tammy Abraham gets us off in the 12th minute, as well as Anthony Martial converting a penalty, and you can see there Jorginho, Arthur, Thorgan Hazard, Bardi and Batshuayi in there as well, as Azpilicueta, Christensen and Rudiger picking up a little bit of an injury there, but in the end it's 4-1. Martial getting 2, Tammy Abraham getting 2, and Mick Allenden for Cheltenham Town getting a consolation goal there at Stamford Bridge. But we progress into the next round of the Carabao Cup, a competition we exited early last season, so we're looking to do a bit better in that one. But finally, it's the Champions League group stage draw, what we've all been waiting for. We qualified for it last season, winning the Europa League, coming first in the Premier League, and we've got our group there. A pretty tough group for us, not gonna lie. Group B, Chelsea, Inter, Porto, and Spartak Moscow. And the main story out of this group is that Icardi is facing his former team in Inter Milan. That's going to be an interesting one. Playing that, we stole their best striker off him, and as well, it's Alvaro Morata coming to face us again because we did a swap deal with Inter. So assuming they play him, we are going to be up against Morata, and they are going to be up against Icardi. It's going to be an interesting battle as we simulate this game against Wolves away from home. Chelsea did lose this game in real life 2-1. It's happening right now. Adama got a goal in the first minute. We've got the first team in this one, so they should be doing well. Pulisic gets the equaliser in the 37th minute. Hudson-Odoi comes on. Tavernier comes on for Wolves, and we're locked up at 1-1, but it's Mauro Icardi, our main man this season. We spent the big bucks on him, and he is paying off. A goal in the 71st minute to get us the lead, and it's a 2-1 win away from home against Wolves, and it's a deadline day at the moment, guys. I wasn't intending to do any business unless an offer came in for a player I was willing to sell, and as you can see here, the time had come. It was Real Madrid coming in with an offer for Cesar Azpilicueta, and I know he's a Chelsea fan favourite. He's a cult hero for the Blues, and I decided, he hit 30, and usually in career mode, that means that the player's going to start declining. I love Azpilicueta. He's done really well for us in season number 1 and started the season off well, but Real Madrid, we can kind of get a bit of money out of them as we counter offer their transfer fee with a $55.5 million deal. And I thought if we left it till maybe season number 3 or 4, that we'd get half of that for Azpilicueta because he was going to keep going down. And Real Madrid accepted. They signed him up. We get $50.5 million in the transfer budget. And yeah, Azpilicueta has gone to Real Madrid. He's off to Spain, off to his home nation for $55.5 million. That's probably the most we could have got out of him, pretty much, because he's at the height of his career, 30 years old. He's only going to go down, and there you have it. The confirmation, Real Madrid seal Cesar Azpilicueta signing for £55.5 million. And that means only one thing. We're going in for a centre-back replacement for Cesar Azpilicueta, and might as well, I mean, he recently got a face scan in career mode, but because we started this career mode off when we had early access, we haven't got his face scan in, but it's a French wonder kid, a World Cup winner in the summer. It's Presnel Kimpembe from PSG, 84 rated, 24 years of age, and it's roughly the fee that we sold Azpilicueta for. We can see a $45.7 million price tag for Kimpembe, and we're going into transfer negotiations for him and his agent. It's going to be a big signing, boys. A big replacement for Azpilicueta. He's got about 89 potential, this kid, and he's going to be a big star for us now and in the future. I mean, he's going to slot straight into the second team, and whenever we need him, pretty much, when we have to rotate the team for Champions League or FA Cup or anything, he's going to be a big player for us this season, hopefully growing to the 86, 87 mark for the end of the season, but he's going to be an important team player. We signed him up for 5 years, and I set his wage, his previous wage was 79k. We gave him 100k a week. And Presnel Kimpembe is happy with that. He's come to London. He's joined us here at Stamford Bridge. He's left sunny Paris for London, and we have signed our final player for this transfer transfer window. And there you have it. Chelsea win race for Presnel Kimpembe. He's going to be a big star for us, replacing Azpilicueta. He's still got Azpilicueta's number there, 28, number 28. He is going to be a big player for us. As you can see there, a little summary of his stats: aggression, stand tackle, strength, slide tackle, interceptions, marking, all in the dark greens. And he has joined us here, ready to play in the Champions League, play a bit of Premier League, and yeah, a great signing for us. Presnel Kimpembe has joined us here at Chelsea, and that's going to be our last deal of the window until January, guys. So if you guys want me to sign anyone in January, let me know down in the comments. But he's going to slot straight into our team. We've got a bit of an international break here after the transfer window, but we're going into our next match, and it's against Leicester City at home. And probably decided to simulate this one, I'm pretty sure, because at home with our strongest starting 11, Jorginho gets in there, Martial as well. So I did a bit of, it's a combination of our second team and our first team. I put Bardi in there, Hudson-Odoi, Jorginho, and Martial at striker. So we've simulated this one. Asensio gets his second Premier League goal of the season in the 28th minute. As we go into the second half, Hazard comes on for Hudson-Odoi. Asensio gets a double in this one against Leicester City. As we go into the last few minutes, Batshuayi comes on for Icardi. Martial gets a yellow card. And I think that's how it'll end here at Stamford Bridge. We get the 2-0 win against Leicester. Marco Asensio with a brace. And yeah, we continue on in the Premier League. Only one loss against Liverpool so far, but we've decided to train up Vizo a bit. The Brazilian striker we got in replacement for Giroud, just because I think the other player we were training was injured. So we've decided to put in Vizu just for a bit of a change up. But we've got our first Champions League match in this game. It's kind of a bit of a, a combination of our starting 11 versus our second team. So Zuma Kimpembe is going to make his debut. Arthur is in there, Thorgan Hazard, Pulisic, and it's going to be Eden Hazard and Abraham up top. So it's a combination of our best starting 11 plus our new signing Kimpembe and a few of our second string players. But we're going to Russia, to Spartak Moscow, to play in the club debut in the Champions League for this career mode, and I'm so excited, man. We want to go all the way in the Champions League. We want to win this. I mean, we won the Europa League last season quite comfortably, and we're looking for a bit more of a challenge here. It's going to start against Spartak Moscow in Russia at the Luzhniki Stadium. They just had the World Cup there, so it'll be a very decent game to play, and we've got the team ready to take them on. You guys can look at it in all its glory, the Champions League graphics package. It's a European night for Chelsea, and we're back where Chelsea really belongs. I mean, they're in the Europa League this season in real life, but they belong in the Champions League. I mean, 2012 winners. We're going to try hopefully and make them winners in 2020 in this career mode. But we get the game started off here in Russia. It's a Champions League away day, and we've started off strong here with Fakir giving the ball through to Eden Hazard, and you'd expect him to finish those ones. Unfortunately, Eden can't get a goal, and we can't get the perfect start in the Champions League, but we continue on. And this time, it's Thorgan Hazard with the finesse shot, and he does the same as his brother and misses the goal there. Unfortunately, couldn't get us 1-0 up. Thorgan Hazard just narrowly missing there, and Spartak Moscow are back on the ball. Unfortunately, we had two major chances, couldn't put it through, but Spartak Moscow somehow worked their way into the box, splitting our defense open, and we go 1-0 down against the Russians in the 29th minute, and our Champions League campaign has not started the way we wanted so far, as Spartak Moscow just found their way through too easily there. Kepa couldn't keep it out, and unfortunately go 1-0 down, but it's Tammy Abraham straight off kickoff, getting us the equalizer, a rightful finesse shot literally seconds after Spartak Moscow just scored, and we get the equalizer here in Russia in the 30th minute. Tammy Abraham has done well in this episode so far. He's starting to prove himself, and I'm glad I started training him up. He's now 82 overall, and he's doing really well for us as our backup striker. Glad we didn't sell him to Wolfsburg as they were offering for him, and yeah, we kept him, and he's doing bits for us in the Champions League, getting his first European goal. And I believe, I forgot who said it last season, to train Abraham up. It was probably one of the best things we've done in this career mode. But Thorgan Hazard is through on the left-hand side. He crosses the ball in, and it's that man, guess who? Tammy Abraham has gotten our second goal in this one against Spartak Moscow in a game where we haven't really created that many clear-cut chances. I mean, we had the two Hazard chances in the first half, but we were struggling to break the deadlock, and Tammy Abraham has come in clutch two halves in a row. I mean, first half came in clutch straight off kickoff, and right there, beautiful delivery from Thorgan Hazard, the new summer signing, and Abraham finishing it off comfortably as we create another chance there. Unfortunately, we couldn't work it into the goal as Arthur takes a shot there, but it goes wide, and we continue on trying to finish this game off, trying to finish off Moscow so we don't accidentally get the draw here. But Musonda comes on, gives the ball through to Mount, gives it through to Kante. It's Captain Kante finishing it off here in the 93rd minute. We get our third goal of the game, making it 3-1, and we start off our Champions League debut on the right footing. We get Mason Mount on the pitch as well as Musonda. Vizu comes on as well. Really made the difference there. Mount getting his first taste of Champions League football, and yeah, this is a great camera angle. Yeah, thank you very much. Can see the goal so well, but yeah, you can see there Kante getting the goal there. Captain Kante doesn't get many, but when he does, they are crucial goals, and it's sealed the 3 points for us. We go back to London with 3 points, starting in our first Champions League game. And yeah, what a game it was. Mount coming on, getting the assist, and I'm glad we kept him as well. Such a solid player, and we're looking to play him a bit more. Presnel Kimpembe gets his Champions League debut with Chelsea. We end up getting the win. And yeah, it's just such a good feeling getting the win in the first game. I mean, it lays off so much pressure in the upcoming games. But we have a big game against Manchester United's UEFA Super Cup replay. We just versed them recently as Martial is going to face his former team. It's going to be a very interesting game at Old Trafford. As you can see there, the Premier League preview of the game. Paul Pogba and Hazard on the cover of that one, 21st of September. It's a big Premier League matchup. It's classic Premier League games, one of the classic Premier League games in real life as well. And yeah, we're going to get the UEFA Super Cup replay on. We beat them so easily in the UEFA Super Cup. So we're going to see how we do at Old Trafford. It's Martial facing off against Lingard there. A bit of a bad blood going on there. But we're going to see how Martial fares against his former side that didn't sign him up on a new contract and made us, we ended up getting him on a pre-contract, but it's a big one. Hopefully we can bounce back from that Liverpool away day defeat and get a big victory or even get a draw here at Old Trafford. It's Bardi starting, Martial as well, so we had to rest a few of our players from the Champions League, but it's Hudson-Odoi getting a start in there as well. Skriniar, Jorginho as well, De Ligt, a lot of familiar players, but it's in conjunction with our second team. And you're going to see that a lot this season, I feel, because, we're going to have Champions League midweek games. We're going to have to shuffle the team around a bit, and it's going to be a bit all over the place. I mean, I love playing with the people on full stamina in an important game such as this, but Icardi, Bardi in there as well, Martial, and yeah, Hudson-Odoi having a beautiful run down this left-hand side. He's going to cut back. He's going to whip the ball in. And what a run. What a goal from Anthony Martial. And I tried to do the pay respect celebration, but it ended up doing the Benteke basketball celebration. I got no idea what the celebration is, but I tried to do the show respect celebration. It didn't work, but it's Martial edging out Bailly and Lindelof, getting the header there. It was a beautiful ball in from Hudson-Odoi, and he gets a nice assist in the Premier League. De Gea couldn't keep it out. Martial with the header at the Stretford end. It's where he scored his debut goal for Manchester United against Liverpool in that classic game, and he scores against them this time for Chelsea in Chelsea blue, but it's Lukaku trying a bit of a bicycle kick there. Thought that was funny. Thought I should leave that in. Mr. Romelu Lukaku not doing really well in real life, but we're on the attack in the 70th minute. Icardi whips the ball in. It's Hudson-Odoi, and it nearly is an own goal for Lindelof. We're still 1-0 up in the 70th minute here. Not much happening after that Tony Martial goal, but we continue on as De Gea couldn't clear the ball past our defender. Icardi holds the ball up beautifully, puts it through to Anthony Martial. He did it at the Stretford end. He's done it at the other end here, and against his former club, he's gotten himself a brace. No love lost there. He kind of chips it over De Gea, not really, just slides it through to the bottom left-hand corner, and De Gea dives the complete opposite way. Tony Martial gets a brace, and he has had a really solid start to this season for us in Chelsea colours. De Gea has been left dumbfounded, and Tony Martial gets a 75th minute goal and a brace to put Manchester United down 2-0. Bardi ended up getting a red card, but didn't stop us from going for a third. Martial gives the ball through to Mauro Icardi. He's gotten himself 2 goals and now an assist for our Argentine striker now, and Mauro Icardi has been really decent for us. He's popped up at crucial times to get a goal, and it's a Tony Martial assist, and what a finish from Icardi as well, kind of facing away from goal, left foot strike. He wasn't even looking at the goal, he just kind of hit it, and it looped into the top right hand corner. De Gea couldn't see it coming, and we go 3-0 up against Manchester United. Looks like we got the double here. We beat them in the Premier League at Old Trafford. We beat them in the UEFA Super Cup. It's 3 points for us to take back to London, and we're getting a Premier League off to a really good start here. Besides that loss against Liverpool, we're getting on a really good roll here. Kept a clean sheet, 3 total attempts for Martial, 2 goals for the man against his former team. And yeah, Mason Mount's going up to a 79 there after that game in a bit of training. Vizu also getting a bit of training in as well as we continue on in the Premier League. We got a few Champions League games coming up as well, but we got our Chelsea second team here. We got Mount, Loftus-Cheek, Musonda. Vizu's getting his first start. Thorgan Hazard in there as well. Zuma, Kimpembe and Christensen at the back, and it's against Fleetwood in the 3rd round of the Carabao Cup, and we're away against Fleetwood. Decided to simulate this one because I had confidence in the boys in getting the victory and getting the good result here. Mount gets a start in there as well as Vizu, a striker we had to replace for Giroud. And as you can see, the bench there, Empadu, Kante, Arthur, Miazga as well, Giroud on there. And Presnel Kimpembe gets a yellow card in the 10th minute, but it's Thorgan Hazard with one of his first goals for Chelsea in the 34th minute against Fleetwood. And we go into the second half. Batshuayi comes on to get the second goal for us here away against Fleetwood, hopefully putting us into the next round, and it does. We're into the 4th round of the Carabao Cup, a competition that, like I said, we're looking to do a bit better than last season in, but we currently sit on top of the Premier League with 15 points, and this is going to be next episode. We've got a game against Manchester City in the Premier League, we've got a game against Inter in the Champions League, and we got a game against Porto in the Champions League as well. But we're going to start off next episode with a big game against Manchester City. We all know the rivalry we had. We lost to them in the Community Shield. They were our Premier League rivals last season, so hopefully we just beat Manchester United. Let's hopefully beat the second half of Manchester. But that is going to be it for today's episode. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this long episode. It was an action-packed one. We got a new signing, got some good results, got some good wins, started off the Champions League. Presnel Kimpembe has joined us. And yeah, hopefully you did enjoy. Please leave a like if you did. Subscribe for some more FIFA 19 career mode content on the channel. Follow me on Twitter. The link is in the description. I'll catch you guys on the very next video. Peace.